So I've messed around with iPad widgets ever since Apple added them as a feature a few years ago. But try as I might, I could never really seem to get a system down using widgets that was much better than just opening an app with an icon. But about 6 months ago, I started using widgets in two clever ways that made all the difference to me. That's what this video is all about. Hi, my name is Rich. I make easy to follow videos on how to use your iPad and iPhone, without going nuts. And by easy to follow, I mean videos that usually cover just a few helpful tips that make real-world use of your gadgets easier. Nothing complicated here. And if that sounds like something you might be interested in, please consider subscribing and leaving a comment and tapping the thumbs up button. That's the best way you can support this channel. And a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed. In today's video, I'm going to cover just two simple things: how to create custom widget stacks, and then how I use widget stacks. The goal of this video is not to tell you how to use your iPad. It's about how I use widgets on my iPad and why you might want to do the same thing. Okay, let's get started. Okay, first up, I just want to tell you there's a couple of things that make widgets useful. For me, they need to be informational, or they need to allow me to drill down into an app that I couldn't otherwise do by just using the app icon. So let me give you an example. If you don't know how to create a widget, you just tap and hold on your screen, go up to the Edit button, tap Add Widget, and I'll add a clock. One thing you need to know is that each app has different types of widgets. Some are more useful than others, and sometimes the widgets provide you everything you need, and sometimes they don't provide much of anything. So it just depends on the application. But here with the clock widget, you can see you've got clock 1, clock 2, clock 3. So you have different kinds. And then all of a sudden you have something called City Digital. This means you can choose the time of a city. So I'm just going to add that widget. And as you can see, of course, Apple has set it to Cupertino. That's what the CUP up there stands for. But one thing you can do is go in and actually edit the widget. So if you tap and hold on it, you can go to Edit Widget, and I'm going to choose the city. So I'll choose my time. I'm in the Eastern time zone. So I'm in New York time zone. So there, now I have my time. So you can see that the widget is informational in nature. And you can create custom stacks of widgets. How to do that is if we tap and hold, we go Edit, we're going to add Widget again, and now we'll add a clock again. Even though we've already got the clock widget out there, this time we'll add Cupertino again. So now we've got 7:16 New York time, 4:16 Cupertino time. And now you can create a widget stack, and how you do that is you just tap and hold till there's kind of jiggling, and then you grab one of the widgets and you just put it on top of the other widget like that. And now you have Cupertino time, and you can just scroll back to New York time. So you've created an informational widget, and you've created a stack by putting them on there. But here's one thing you need to know when you create custom stacks. If you tap and hold on the widget, you need to go to Edit Stack, and you can leave on Smart Rotate if you want. What that will do is just rotate the widgets that are in the stack automatically for you. You don't have to do that. But I always turn off widget suggestions. And the reason I do that is because the iPad will just put some random widget in your stack. So you may have two clocks that you were looking at, and now all of a sudden there's a widget for the news in there. So I always turn widget suggestions off, and you can leave Smart Rotate on if you want. I'm going to turn it off here. And that's how you create a widget stack. Okay, here's where the secret sauce is, and this is really what I wanted to show you. Now I've shown you how to create a widget stack. You can create all the widget stacks you want. But here's how I use the widget stacks that make a difference for me. So the first way I do it is I group widgets by category. So I have a reminders widget here, and if I scroll around, I've got a calendar widget there. I've got a notes widget there, and then I'm back to reminders. That is a productivity stack of widgets. Over here I have news, I have music, and I have podcasts, and I've lumped those together. Here I've got a whole series of clocks with different times on them, different places. I've got them in London and New York. And over here I just have some informational widgets lumped together. So I have the date there, and then I have the weather. And so I've lumped these together, and suddenly the widget stacks begin to make sense to me. I could just have everything here in one spot. And that's good, and that's okay. You could still almost do the same thing with the widgets down here. But the next way I use widgets is where the real power is where you group by apps. So let me show you how I did that. So over here, I have notes widgets, reminders widgets, and news widgets. So right here is nothing but a stack of widgets for notes. And you can see I've chosen a folder, I've chosen quick notes, and I've chosen another folder called iPhone, and I got another folder called iPad. So now I can drill straight into that notes folder right there without having to go into Apple Notes and then find the folder. Likewise, I could go into the eye tracking folder where I'm doing some work on accessibility on the iPad. And here you can see with reminders, I have a list called focus areas. I've got another one with all my scheduled reminders. I've got another one with my today reminders. I got another inbox reminders, and back to focus areas. And rather than opening up reminders and then going to the list, I can just immediately tap focus areas and go into it like that. Just like that. Likewise, if I scroll over and I go to scheduled, it takes me to scheduled. I can go into inbox, just like that. So lumping all of your widgets by app makes the most sense to me, because now suddenly I can get to where I need to be quickly without going into the app icon. And likewise, I have a widget stack on photos. I've got albums in here. So there's Cooper getting a haircut. Scroll down to my daughter. I've got an album of hers. I've got a whole stack of different places for weather. You know, I've got Myrtle Beach right there. You can scroll up. I've got Franklin. I've got Wake Forest. Back to Myrtle Beach. And that's super handy to me. And then with the calendar, I've got the month right there. I've got the day right there. And I can, of course, open it. And I've got whether there's any events scheduled for today. So I've got 3 informational things on calendar that I can see. So the idea here is to either group your widgets by category, in this case productivity, informational news and stuff like that, or group them by app. For me, both of those ways are useful, but grouping by app is the most useful because I can drill down and get to things that I couldn't otherwise get to by simply tapping the icon. Pretty simple. Well, that's it for today. I hope this video gave you a few ideas on how you can create custom widget stacks to suit the way you use your iPad. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.